There is an enemy in your midst. Somebody, something, actually, if you want to think of it this way, that's trying to take you down. It's arrogance. Arrogance, if you're not careful, it will get the best of you. You'll start to think that your life really is about you. A few years ago, there was a book written by a guy named Rick Warren. He's actually an author and a speaker and a pastor. And he wrote a book called The Purpose-Driven Life. Chances are you might have heard of this book or read it. It's been sold 50 million copies of this book. It's crazy. It's one of the best nonfiction books of all time, best-selling nonfiction books. I think it's been translated now into nearly 140 languages, this book. It's crazy what it is. And in this book, the first few words of the book, the first sentence says this: it's not about you. It's not about you. It's talking about your life. Your life literally is not about you. And he does just a great job in this book, The Purpose-Driven Life, of explaining to us how our lives were, like I talked about yesterday. They're heaven sent. There really is greatness in you. God ordained your life. He knew you're going to be created, knew you're going to have life. I hope you believe that. I hope you're finding your peace and your life in Him. But if so, or if not, either way, I need to just remind you that your life really is not only about you. Maybe you think my life is about me. Truth is, a lot of other people are benefiting or they're actually even suffering because of the way you live your life. Which one is it? Do you have this understanding that your life is really counting for something great for the people around you? I want you to have a great life, but also want you, when you think about chasing greatness, you think about being great, I want you to understand that the best leaders are they're helping other people have a great life. A couple of weeks ago, we talked about on our podcast this mindset of being an offensive lineman. It's football season right now. We're getting going here as this week pops in here in September. And I want you to just in your mind this picture of an offensive lineman who shows up every day, usually doesn't get their name in the paper. I asked my wife the other day, do you know any offensive linemen? She's like, I can name one of them. She named a couple of defensive linemen from about 30 years ago. But she couldn't think of any offensive linemen. They're just unknown people, and yet they're the ones who make a hole so others can score. So as you think about your life, do you really understand that your life is not about you? The best leaders, the best people, high-performance thinkers, they're always making a hole so other people can run through and score. Your life really is not about you. If you're not careful, you'll begin to think that it is, and that arrogance creeps in, and when it does, we're reminded, one of the old proverbs says, pride goes before a fall. If we're not careful, we'll get arrogant and proud about our lives. And it just forfeits so much when that happens. So the character quality we want to think about as we think about our purpose, if we understand especially that God created us, gave us life, wants us to have a great opportunity to add value to others and really steward the life that we've been given, the character quality we really want to think about is one of humility. If you really sit back and think, how did I get here? How did I have the opportunities I do? It really is overwhelming. I hope you have a grateful heart. I hope you have a grateful spirit. I hope you understand just how thankful you should be. If you will, there's just nothing else but humility that comes from that. But if we lose sight of that, if we lose that vision, we lose sight of our purpose, all of a sudden we'll become arrogant. And arrogance is really trying to take you down. Don't let arrogance win. Make sure you remember that your life is not about you. If you'll start with humility, it really will position you to have the most influence, and ultimately it'll bring honor to the one who gave you life in the first place.